also that we have oscillator 2's audio out. So if you want to use the audio output from oscillator 2 and put it somewhere, I'm a person who often loves to hear what an oscillator does to a filter. So let's listen to when we plug it into the cutoff. Now you have sort of audio rate modulation of your filter cutoff point, which creates noises like that. If we want to, we can drop oscillator 2 out of the mix, and then we can mess with oscillator 2's frequency. And if we wanted to be creative, we could, really mess with that frequency. I'm going to take the modulation output from the reverb section, which is our sample and hold, our slewable sample and hold, and I'm going to put that into CV2 to control the second oscillator, which is currently modulating the filter, so we can get some interesting effects. So when you have things like that going on, it doesn't take long for you to figure out that there's so much more timbral possibility with the synthesizer, even though there's already a huge amount with the unique routing structure. Let's do another thing that I just remembered that I like to do. We have fall 1 and fall 2, which you can voltage control the fall, the decay of these modulators. So if we had something going like this, we could theoretically, well, not theoretically, practically, we can let's take the reverb modulation out again because it's a lot of fun, and add it to the fall of modulator 1, which is affecting the filter cutoff point of the first filter. So, wow. Now we're getting a random decay from this modulator, so you can, add some variety to your sound. So that is a lot of fun. We also like it depends on certainly how you're controlling the Nyx. I currently am controlling it, like I've said, with a key step. So the mod wheel output also works as a modular output. It's just the MIDI coming in and coming out here in voltage form. So we could do something really boring, like, well, I'm going to use frequency. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm sliding a mod wheel while holding a note. So, what haven't we talked about over here? Oh, I did want to point out one thing. Okay, let's get something really obnoxious. Let's go back to oscillator 2, and we have that output. You know how we were directing it to the filter cutoff point? What if you're a person who's like, gosh, I really wish that I could be using that effect, but it's a little bit overt for my taste right now. Okay, you may notice this in A, in B, in C, in D inputs all have an output, and this is a mixer, so you can mix different voltages together to get a voltage output. That it was a combination of all of them. Thanks, Mark. That's what a mixer does. You're right. Okay, but you can also use this as an attenuator. So if we put this in A, and then we take an out from the output and put it back into our filter cutoff, we can control the amount of the modulation, which is very helpful in a lot of cases. All right, we've covered just about all of these outputs out here. Of course, you have a gate output that's coming directly from the gate. Again, I'm going to put it in the filter so we can really hear it, as opposed to. So yeah, you have a very straightforward gate signal, which is useful, that can be applied to a variety of destinations. One thing I really, also let's not forget that for those of you out there who just really love tremolo, and I think that must be all of you, we could take the LFO out and put it into the level. We have independent control of the level of various functionality. But so if, you know, that's LFO to level in. Anyway, I'm sorry, I just had to do it. Lastly, but not leastly, and I probably should have put this the first, you have the ability to, we have a noise generator in here. So you can use noise as a modulation source. Certainly we could, let's put it in oscillator 1. Once again, remember to turn your LFO off when you stop using it. There's noise modulation of the frequency of oscillator 1. We can always put it into the filter cutoff. And attenuate it to your taste. Just add some nice noise there. We can also bring it into the system as audio by going into one of your filters. Like you could put it in VCF2 in. And you can control the amount to which you hear it through the offset, actually. Or the level, of course. So you have all of the wind and waves you could ever want. No, obviously there are many applications, certainly rhythmic applications. So don't forget that you have noise, should you like it. And of course, there are all the standard controls, CV gate, pulse width modulation, various level, various filter, the resonance, which we didn't even touch, the two different falls of the two different modulators, and VCF1 in and VCF2 in. So you can direct different audio signals or different controls into independent filters, allowing you to make them even more independent. And so this is a very basic overview of the modular section of the Dreadbox Nyx.